Well, he came to Memphis to sing with a group called the Blackwood Brothers. It was the first time that I'd ever seen him.
How did you run into him this time? Just in Vegas?
I just realized that they were available. And he'd formed a new quartet called the Stamps. And I listened to some of the records, and man, it was power.
Well, he made the Stamps. He brought them in.
He put them together.
One of them is his nephew, and one is his son-in-law. The other two, I don't know where they came from.
But each one of the guys individually are good, as you can see.
I noticed.
They all have good.
On the West Coast.
You don't hear this too much.
So we don't hear this. So we see a bunch of guys. There's a whole different level of meaning.
We grew up with it, you know, from the time I can remember, like 2 years old. I grew up with this because my folks took me there. When I got old enough, I started to sing in church.
That's how you got into singing?
Well, it's one of the ways.
One of the ways.
You know, yeah. But I liked all type of music. You know, when I was in high school, I had records about Mario Lanza and the Metropolitan Opera. I loved music. And Spanish. I like the Mexican flavored songs.
But this is so
music.
But
this thing here, the gospel thing is just the gospel is. It's really what we grew up with, more than anything else. It comes out in almost every song.
It's a kind of a soul. It comes from way deep
strength that's inside. Yeah.
It just isn't singing notes. It's singing something that seems to come from very deep inside of you.
And at certain times you push out, you pull out. Just a part of it.
About 3 or 4 years ago, and I was doing a film on Jean-Claude Keeley. And I asked him just offhand who was his favorite singer. And he said, Elvis Presley. He's my man.
Oh, really?
He's my man. He said,
well, he's my favorite skier.
And I asked him why.
That's nice.
And he said, but he did this whole thing. He says he has soul. You know, and it's hard for an American to talk to a French person and understand that he understands soul better than you do. But he really does. He says he sings, from in here. That was his way of describing. He had a very limited ear, but in English.
Where are you going to put up me? No, but this. Yeah.
In Las Vegas, after he's done 2 shows, everybody's tired. They're up in the suite singing all night till like 6, 7.
We'll do 2 shows a lot of times, and we'll go upstairs and sing until daylight. Gospel songs.
How do you do it?
Not too often. When you're working every night there.
I mean, what does it do for you? I mean, to get into this, is it like?
I think it more or less puts your mind at ease. It does mine. Because you've been really concentrating, and everybody's been working out. So these things we know.
It's like old friends.
Right. And it puts your mind at
It takes you down and just
takes you down to a level. Otherwise, you'd go out of here you couldn't sleep for, There's nothing wrong with it, but if you ended on a real fast up-tempo song or something, we'd leave the studio and nobody can sleep for hours.
You're right, though, when you leave a stage like a place like Vegas, you're really up. You're really, really flying.
It takes at least 4 or 5 hours to even begin to unwind. And we usually wind up, doing this type of stuff.
Where have you found the guys you know about JD, but like the other guys who are in the chorus? It seems like you've known them forever, just watching you around the piano and singing, like you're like a real super.
Well, like I said, I knew JD from back when I was 15. When he first came to Memphis to sing. The group called Blackwood Brothers. And I was a big gospel music fan, so they would sing all night. And I would stay there all night, And he had formed this new group himself a couple of years ago. And I just heard their records. put them together with the inspirations and everything else that we had.
It wasn't in the gutter now.
Looked in the gutter, man, and dug them out.
All of that's going on the stage. It's really.
But then when you put it all together,
There seems to be a kind of like a relationship going on stage. It's like everybody's a friend of everybody else on stage. And that's something very rare, because we've seen a lot of groups perform and don't get that kind of feeling.
I think it's because we enjoy it, you know, and we constantly enjoy it, which means that we do 2 shows a night for 5 weeks, but we never let it get old. Every song is like we do it for the first time, and that's one of the secrets, you know.
Well, like it's not a planned thing. You don't do the same songs, the same sequence.
Not necessarily.
Yeah,
we can change them around, but even if we do the same songs,
it's not the.
They're new, and the sound is you know, the feeling is there every time.
But it's a different feeling each time, right?
It's a good feeling. We never let it down, because there's a new audience out there. Plus, we enjoy what we're doing.
Well, Elvis communicates with us, really. I mean, you really do. The stage. Not some people, but he has some way of keeping you interested. Communicating between you and him.
I'm not going to tell you how.
You aren't going to tell us the secrets? Well, hell, we'll get out.
Things that go on behind my back and things. No.
Just cologne.
But we will. We'll keep it interesting somehow. Shut up.
Yeah.
At the end of the 5 weeks, it was, it went by like that, and it seemed like a day.
Well, see, I don't know. For instance, this evening, I know you were running just through everything just for us, for the cameras, what have you. Which would seem like if you did the reverse on us and said, well, guys, just walk around with your cameras like you normally do, and the concert would be a drag to us, because it would be hard for us to get up to that level. But what's hard for us to figure out is that you can turn it on here just like you do on the stage.
Well, you know what's interesting about music and about all the people here, they find new sounds, and they do things differently themselves. So it's like a new experience every day. The guy on the guitar will find a new lick, or the guy on the piano will find something, or the voices will add something, And I hear all this, and it inspires me.
Because we watch, it's new for us. We're watching things like you and the lead guitarist kind of looking, looks go back and forth, shots. There's really something going on, some sort of magic. We know already the game that goes on with Charlie Hodges and the kid in the back and forth, and that's part of it too. So there's a kind of thing going on there. There's something going on there. I notice when your eye goes over to JD when the chorus comes in, each one of them is like a little turn on. It's like a conversation. Goes on each one, but there's surprises.
It's like
in
a
it.
feedback.
It's a back and forth, and you're turning each other on.
Well, that's what I mean. It never ceases. It goes on.
And that's what we're looking for in the film. And that's what the film has to explore totally. It's that whole electricity, that just kind of circulating back.
I hope you find it.
Hey, it's not. Well, we had to tell you, we looked and it wasn't there.
Thanks.
So we're wrapping. Hey, let's call it a night.
Got to rest up for the road.
Got a big jump from here to
Buffalo or wherever.
Buffalo.
This is a tour I usually lose about 2 inches, not in here, but in here. To hang by my hands for about 2 weeks to get it back.
Yes. All one-night stands, too.
Yeah. But that's fun, see. It's excitement. So.
Got to figure out how to get a piano in each room for these guys to sing after the show.